Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to our fifth lesson. Good afternoon. Right. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you mute yourself? Okay, fifth lesson now. Fifth and sixth lessons are very hard, right? Because I have decided to give you very difficult reading tests and listening tests. Okay, let us see what the tests I have told you to print out for this lesson. Lesson 5. Academic students, this is your test. Let me share my screen. Okay, academic students. I am just sharing my screen. Okay, it's called Twisting the Tail. Any academic student, can you confirm this? Is this the test? Classwork lesson 5. Okay. Okay. Pujita, Shahara, can somebody confirm it? Okay. Thank you. So take it out. Then the general one. Okay. This is the general test. Can you confirm this, please? General test classwork. I'm just opening up my mail. Correct one? General people, is anyone there in the class? Okay. Correct. General students? Is anyone there in the class? Ah, Trevor's there. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you, Nirosha. Right. Now we are going to start. They are very tough tests, the last few lessons. So the time is, I'll take the time as 2 minutes past 5. If someone has not sent the writing homework, please send me now. I'm correcting. All right. So we will finish at 5 minutes past 3 class reading test. And when I finish at 5 minutes past 3, I'll first correct the homework. Okay. First homework. So get ready with your homework also. Okay. Let's start now. 1 hour. Okay. Good luck. Start. Pavani, we are doing the reading test. Pavani, are you doing academy or general, Pavani? Pavani? Then the class test, the name of the class test is Twist in the Tail, academic reading classwork. Twist in the Tail, that's the paper. We started at 2:05. Okay. Pavani, Twist in the Tail is the academic reading test classwork academic. Okay, Pavani.
Okay, Miss, thank you.
Homework for lesson 4 was, let me share the screen. Academic students had this for homework. Huh? The name of the test was Great Australian. Please check and say yes or no. Listen for homework. Is this the paper? Yes or no? Okay. Owen says okay and Manumi also. Let us correct it. Then general people, your homework was this. Huh? Let me show you. General students, your homework was this. Okay. B. So now get ready. Yeah. Now I'll first start with academic homework. Answers. Academic homework answers for Great Australia. Actually, I've scanned the paper and put it in my computer. So I'll show you the whole thing. Are you ready to see the answers? Great Australian. Can you see my screen now? Huh? Can you see? Manavi, can you see? Can see the screen homework. Students? Okay, correct. Are you correcting, students? Are 23 and 24 can come in any order. "28 ability", "29 note", "30 relative", "31 music lessons", "32 tone", "33 words", "34 pitch", "35 cultures". Can I have the marks, please? Students, can I have the marks? Academy students, may I have the mark, please? Now, general people, are you ready? 11. 11, you want 11? Ah. Okay. 11. Where's 11? Five to 11. I'm going back. Can you see there? Here 5 to 11. Can you see the screen? Thank you, Shamali. Anything else? Right. Now we will go to academy, general. Are you ready for general? Test B. Okay, answers in my screen. Can you see the screen, please? General students, Trevor, are you ready? Brackets are not important. Can I have the marks, please? General students. 18, 14. Okay. Marks, please, general people. General students, marks. General students, marks. May I have the marks, please? 28.
බිත්තර දෙකට මොකද කරේ තාත්ති? තැම්බුවද?
All right. Can you mute your mics, please? May I have the marks? Marks, please. Okay. All right. Some people have not sent me their marks. Can I have the marks? Trevor, what is your mark? Thank you. Gayatri, Stephanie. Right. Now we'll go to classwork. Okay, keep on sending me marks. Now first academic. Academic classwork was twisting the tail. I'll show you the answers. Thank you, Pasindu. Academic classwork, twisting the tail. Now are you ready for academic classwork? Okay, correct your work. Answers coming on your screen. Can you see answer? Can you see the answers? The mark. Right. General now. Can you see the general one? Can you see the answers? Trevor, can you see the answers? Thank you. Let me share the screen. General students, now can you see the screen? Tennis shots, action replay, number 10 inventions, 11 throwing abilities, 12 trainers, 13 fitness, 15 souvenirs or branded souvenirs. Youth worker or the youth worker, the refectory, the restaurant, security team or a security team or the security team, respected, enrollments or the enrollments or its enrollments. Box of matches. Outline okay, an outline okay, brief outline okay, a brief outline okay. Full replica, replica wrong. Full replica or full replica. Rule changes or some rule change. Tadpole games. This paragraph is the place where I scanned and found rule changes. Selective laser sintering. It's a name, it's in paragraph F. Selective laser sintering. Rubber trees. HCJIBA. May I have the marks? Marks? No, Pasindu, you have to write action replay. Pasindu, it's clear there. Marks, please. Now I think I have corrected all classwork and homework. It's time for us to go to our class listening test. May I have the marks, please? Let's do the test. Now your class listening test is this. You might wonder why I have scribbled in that paper. Nah, did you wonder? Because that is how you prepare at the exam. When they say read, underline, this is what you do. So I just want to show you one example. You see that? This is how you behave. This is how you behave. So that's why I underline the keywords in one question, just to show you how to behave. Okay? That is why it's scribbled there. Okay? Have you got this paper printed out now? Classwork? Can you wear your headphones now? Let's start. Please wear the headphones. One moment. I'm checking my audio here. I'll play it soon and I'll tell you, I'll give you a signal. Wait. One moment. I'm starting now. Are you ready? Can I have an okay by somebody, please, if you're ready?
You will hear a number of different recordings, and you will have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions, and you will have a chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. The test is in 4 sections. Write all your answers in the listening question booklet. At the end of the test, you will be given 10 minutes to transfer your answers to an answer sheet. Now turn to Section 1. Section 1. You will hear a woman calling an accommodation agency about properties to rent. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 4. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully to the first part of the conversation and answer questions 1 to 4.
Easy Let, good morning. How can I help you?
Hello, I saw your advertisement in the paper and I'm calling to ask about renting a flat.
Certainly. What kind of flat had you in mind?
Well, I don't know exactly. I mean, it depends on price to some extent.
Okay. Now, we have properties across the whole range. The average is probably £120 a week.
Oh, I was hoping for something a little cheaper.
They start at £90, that's the lowest we have usually, and they go up to £200.
I could manage the lowest figure.
An important question is how long you're thinking of staying in the property. We don't do short lets.
I'd want a flat for 9 months, perhaps longer.
That would be fine. Our contracts are for a standard 6 months, and that can be extended.
Fine. I'd need to come in and see you?
Yes, our office is open from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
I'd need to come in on Saturday.
Okay, then we're here between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. We also open on Sunday mornings until 1 p.m.
Saturday is fine. If possible, I'd like to see details of some properties first.
We can post you a list, or you may find it easier to look on the internet.
Oh yes, I have the address here. Thank you.
Before you hear the next part of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 5 to 7. Now listen and answer questions 5 to 7.
What else would you like to know?
I wonder what I might need to buy for a flat. What's included in the rent?
That depends on the flat to a certain extent, although some things are standard in all flats. For example, every flat has kitchen equipment provided for your use.
Good. Does that also mean tableware, cups, glasses, plates?
In some flats, but not all.
Okay. And bathroom towels, sheets, and so on?
I don't think any flats have those included.
I can easily buy some. I don't suppose flats come with a TV?
In fact, they all do, although they may not be the most modern models.
Oh, that's fine.
But it's different with the telephone. That's up to you to organise. These days, most people seem just to use their mobile phone.
I can imagine. What extra charges would I get? Is heating extra?
Yes, it is. But the water bill is part of the rent, so you don't have to pay for that.
Right. I've noted all that.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 8 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 8 to 10.
Are you looking to move into a flat soon?
I hope so, yes.
The thing is, we have a few flats at the moment that we'd like to get rented out by the end of the month.
I see.
They're all good flats, and at the price you want. There's one in Eastern Towers, one in Granby Mansions, and another in Busby Garden. All three are nice blocks of flats.
Could you tell me where they are? I'm at the train station at the moment.
Eastern Towers, if you're coming from the station, isn't very far. Cross over City Bridge, then go left, and where the road divides, you want the right-hand fork. You'll see Eastern Towers on the left side of the road. It's a lovely building with trees around it.
That sounds nice. What about Granby Mansions?
The best way to get there from the station is probably to go down River Road and then cross over Old Bridge. The road bends to the right round the park, and if you follow along, you'll find it there on the left side. That's a great location with lovely views of the park.
Very nice. And you said there was one more?
Busby Garden, yes. Okay, from the station, cross over City Bridge, keep going through the first crossroads until you come to the second crossroads. Busby Garden will be facing you over to the right side. It's very convenient for the shops.
Fine, thank you. Well, I'll see you on Saturday.
That is the end of section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 2. Section 2. You will hear a talk for teachers about the Holylands Museum and Education Centre. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 and 12. Now listen to the first part of the talk and answer questions 11 and 12.
It's nice to see so many of you here. I'm going to tell you something about Holylands, our facilities and activities, and the exhibitions we have coming up. I hope you'll find it interesting and bring your pupils along. For most of what we have to offer here, you can just turn up with your party. I'm pleased to say that recent work has meant that the whole centre is prepared for blind visitors. There are a couple of activities where we ask you to book a week in advance. We only have artists that you can watch painting at certain times, so we need notice of your coming for that. The other activity, requiring at least 7 days' notice, is the drama workshop. Again, it's a question of organising the staff at this end. But the video you work yourself, and so that's available anytime. Another activity where you need to think ahead is the garden sculpture experience, but that's a question of the weather, which of course we can't control. Speaking of weather, we run a reduced range of facilities in the winter months. While the cafe and the shop provide welcome shelter from the cold and rain, I'm afraid our artist in residence scheme isn't run in the winter, so the studio is closed then. And the animals in the mini zoo are kept indoors for warmth during the cold months, so that doesn't operate either. The adventure playground does, though make sure the children are wrapped up well.
Now you have some time to look at questions 13 to 17. Now listen to the next part of the talk and answer questions 13 to 17.
Okay, now we run a programme of exhibitions through the year, so I'll tell you about the next few. Our current exhibition, Local Lives, ends on the 26th of August, and then one called History in Pictures starts on the 28th of August. This includes all sorts of objects and experiences from the past, such as farm machinery and some cars. We're sure children will love the chance to have a ride on an old bus. Next, we're running a show called People at Work, and this will open on the 19th of September. There will be pictures and videos depicting all sorts of jobs, from coal mining to flying planes. And there's a careers advice service available for everyone to consult. Following on from that show, we're putting on an exhibition called Land from Air. This starts on the 11th of November and includes hundreds of aerial photographs. A competition accompanies the show with the exciting prize of a balloon trip for two. So we hope to see you at least one of the exhibitions.
Now you have some time to look at questions 18 to 20. Now listen to the rest of the talk and answer questions 18 to 20.
Now, the area occupied by Hollylands is rather large, and we don't want people to get lost. So I'll just give you a few pointers to help you orientate yourselves. So, whether you come by car or bicycle, you'll come in from the road. Cars then park to the left through the gates into the car park, and bikes to the right through the gates opposite. Cyclists in particular might be feeling thirsty at this point, and you can get a drink from the machine at the end of the bike park, halfway to the museum entrance. You can enjoy your drink in the picnic area, which is opposite the car park. For anyone who doesn't have a mobile phone, there are payphones at the far end of the picnic area. Over at the opposite end of the picnic area, across the path, are the toilets. Next to them, and just to the right of the entrance to the main museum, is the first aid room, which we hope you won't need, but it's there in case you do. If you have any queries, please go to the manager's office, which is behind the picnic area. And last but not least, you'll need to buy your tickets or show your group pass to the ticket office on the left of the museum entrance. Okay, I'll pause there. Are there any questions at this point?
That is the end of section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 3. Section 3. You will hear two university students discussing their course and a project they are doing together. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 25. Now listen to the first part of the conversation and answer questions 21 to 25.
Hi, Martin.
Hi, Kate. How are you?
Fine. I'm relieved to have done my presentation.
I'm sure. How did it go?
Oh, okay in the end, but I was ever so nervous beforehand. It's silly because I do know my stuff quite well. I must know those statistics inside out. But when you have to get each table of results to come up in the right order, it can make you nervous. It was my first time using the computerized projector, and I was sure I was going to get the controls wrong or something. And of course, that's not a good situation if you know you've got to listen to questions carefully and be ready to answer quickly.
But it was fine once you got going.
Yes.
I do feel that the standard of presentations could be improved in general. I think a lot of the lecturers agree with me. although I don't honestly know what they can be expected to do about it. Students need to appreciate the difference between style and content. Too many presentations are just a mass of detailed content, all very worthy, without any attempt to engage people's interest. Basic things like looking at your audience's faces seem to get forgotten, and that makes it harder to concentrate on the points made about the research itself.
Yes, there are quite a few improvements I'd like to see. Take tutorials, for example. I feel they're often a missed opportunity. I come out not feeling sure about what I've learnt. Week in, week out, I faithfully plough through the reading list, which is fair enough, but then the discussion doesn't seem to extract the main issues. It's frustrating.
I know what you mean. Mind you, we have to take some responsibility ourselves. I actually got quite a lot from that skills workshop I went to on taking notes, and I'd like to make similar improvements in the next semester. The reading list we get has several websites each time, and I want to learn to navigate my way round them more effectively.
Now, that sounds a good idea. Mind you, it means spending more time in the library.
If you can get in.
You mean because it's too crowded? It isn't big enough, is it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I like to work late in the evening, and it shuts before I want to finish. But I know you can access the catalogue from a laptop.
Which, personally, I haven't got. Actually, the problem for me is that I like to get up early and start work straight away, and they don't start until 9. I wish they'd change that.
Now you have some time to look at questions 26 to 30. Now listen to the rest of the conversation and answer questions 26 to 30.
Look, we ought to start working out what to do next for our project.
Yes, enough moaning.
Okay, the main thing is to allocate the various tasks between us, isn't it?
Yes, well, we're going to need the questionnaire before we can do much else, aren't we? Do you want to handle that?
I'd assumed we'd do it together.
Well, you have more experience than me. Maybe you could think up the main questions, a first version of the whole thing, and then I could read it through.
And make suggestions. Well, okay. My experience on projects has all been with closed groups. I don't really know how you go about selecting subjects from larger populations.
Actually, it's quite straightforward. You use tables of randomized numbers.
Could you show me?
Yeah, I'll take you through the process. That way you'll learn and I'll feel surer for having someone else there. Now that brings us to the interviews themselves.
Right. Would you like to do them? Or are there too many?
Well, your typing's pretty fast, isn't it? So if you agree to handle the transcribing afterwards, I'm prepared to do the face-to-face stage. Does that sound fair?
It does to me. But tell me if you find it takes longer than you thought.
And vice versa. And when we get the results all together, they'll need to be run through statistics programs, won't they? That's where I always feel a bit unsure about which tests are the correct ones to choose.
Same here. But we can get advice from the lecturers about that. Shall we do all that as a joint effort?
I think it'd make us feel more secure about what we were doing.
Yes, it would be terrible to get that wrong after all the hard work leading up to it.
And then we've got to present the whole thing to the group. Will you feel up to doing that?
I think we should do a joint presentation. It's all both our work after all.
I guess you're right. But would you mind getting the slides and so on ready? I find that takes me ages and still doesn't look any good.
Whereas I quite enjoy that kind of thing. Okay. Now, we need to think about a few...
That is the end of section 3. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 4. Section 4. You will hear a talk about waste and waste treatment. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 34. Now listen to the first part of the talk and answer questions 31 to 34.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today I'll be talking about the issue of waste, which has become an immense problem in today's society. We face huge challenges in terms of reducing its creation in the first place, and then in dealing with it when it has been created. Now, the model of nature would be our ideal, a completely cyclical system in which no excess waste is generated that can't be processed by itself. However, we humans have proved, despite our apparent intelligence and ingenuity, quite incapable of achieving this. Where did it all go wrong? We have evidence that in ancient Greece and Rome, governments operated municipal waste collection, and a huge Stone Age mound was identified some years ago in Norway as waste disposal. So we can see that people have been generating waste for a very long time indeed. However, during the Dark Ages, sophisticated municipal waste processing disappeared. The medieval answer to waste was to throw it out of the window. But this waste, apart from broken pottery and a few metal objects, was largely organic. This meant, of course, that it was quickly absorbed into the environment by the natural processes of decay. However, many concerned people, such as doctors, claim that this created health problems, although it wasn't until science produced convincing evidence of the connection between rubbish and disease that governments began to see the importance of dealing with the problem effectively. Unfortunately, their response has remained slower than the generation of waste. It is very hard to deal with waste that won't melt into the environment, as so many of our modern consumer goods won't. And that's why the invention of plastic has caused the worst headache for the environment. It's more than nature can deal with.
Now you have some time to look at questions 35 to 37. Now listen to the next part of the talk and answer questions 35 to 37.
In order to address the root of the problem of waste, we need to think about what has made the quantity of waste accelerate in growth. I'd identify three main reasons. As many countries became industrialized, we saw the advent of mass manufacturing. This has been enormously damaging, as it has greatly increased the amount of things on the planet's surface which don't go away by themselves. Closely related to this is packaging, necessary for transporting things around the world, but then extremely difficult to get rid of properly. And a third aspect to the problem has been disposable goods. We have become accustomed to so many things being to use and then discard that we find it hard to imagine life without them. And yet we spare little thought for where they go when we do discard them.
Now you have some time to look at questions 38 to 40. Now listen to the rest of the talk and answer questions 38 to 40.
Right now, let's move on from where all this waste comes from to what is done with it all now it's here. Different countries deal with waste differently. Of course, each country also changes what it does, so the figures for waste treatment I've got here are likely to change in the future. Let's look at municipal solid waste, or MSW. MSW is important to consider because it's effectively a measurement of consumerism, how much waste people produce that goes beyond the absolute basic requirements in life to eat and drink. One of the main ways of dealing with MSW is incineration, burning it. This is adopted variously around the world. The UK burns relatively little waste, as does the US, while Denmark burns about half of all waste. And Japan uses this method for as much as 3/4. These are broad brushstrokes, of course, because an important issue is how efficient and clean the burning process is. Another major form of waste treatment is using landfill sites, basically burying the waste in the earth. Currently, this method is the dominant process used in the UK at over 80%, and is also heavily used in Germany and in the US, while densely populated and mountainous countries such as Switzerland and Japan dispose of relatively little this way. A third and much better way of dealing with waste is to recycle it, turning it back into more things we need. It must be said that much depends here on whether further waste is generated by the recycling processes themselves. The UK and Japan have rather poor records in recycling, while Switzerland tops the table in this respect, and reasonably impressive levels are achieved by Denmark and Germany. I really hope that if we all gathered here again 10 years from now, these figures would be much higher. Time and a lot of effort will tell.
That is the end of section 4. You now have half a minute to check your answers. In the IELTS test, you would now have 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the listening answer sheet. That is the end of test 1.
Please mark your work. Can you see the screen? Huh? Vinod? Can you see the answers, Vinod?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Correct, please. Now correct. Now 5, 6, 7 in any order. Then we will take our break. Send me the marks first. Now see 11, 2 answers. 12, 2 answers. Thirty-five, 36, 37 in any order.
Excuse me, ma'am. 21 answer, please.
The 21. Yeah, I'll show you. Now, can I have the mark, please? Can I have the marks?
Excuse me, ma'am. Can you
Yeah.
show me 1 to 4 as well?
Sure. Can I have the marks, please? Other people send me the mark. Marks, please. Right. So now I have marked and sent your work, writing work. Okay. If someone has not sent writing, you can send me now. We'll start at 4:45. We'll take a break now. And when you come back, we have essay and task pen and all that. Okay. Right. Now remember, students, the listening which I sent, right? The listening which I sent, I compressed and sent them. All right. I compress and send them, and I send it like an RAR file. Some people have been unable to download it. So you have to install that RAR thing, then you can download it. All right, because I can't upload the original. The problem is it's a very bulk, large file. So that's the reason I compress with RAR. All right. Okay. Anyway, we have a class work. Okay, take a break then. I'll see you at 4:45. Okay. Now today I told you I will show you essays which are examiner answers, sample examiner answers. Okay. Like, you know, I know that you want to read what is 9. Okay. Would you like to see very good essays? I will allow you to take screenshots also. Okay. Now I'm sharing one. The question. Can you see, student? Look at the question first. Okay. This is the question. You can take a screenshot of that. And this is a very good answer. Right? Examiner version. Are you reading it? Okay. Are you taking a picture on this? Picture of this, students? Have you done? Students? Are you there? Taken a picture? Okay, I'll show the question again. Can you see it? Now I'll show another one, a very good answer. Okay, another one. Can you see the screen? Second one. Question. Today we will write a similar essay, okay? Take a picture. Then the model answer. Okay. Did you take a picture? Right. Now, so because some people wanted what is good. Now let us do a discuss both sides essay. Okay. Discuss both sides essay. Smoking in public places should be banned. Some people say it should not be banned. Discuss both sides and give your opinion. So the 10-minute rough work is this. Right? Step 1, write down the gender subject. You need it because you have to start off with it. Then step 2 is your personal opinion. Focus. Personal opinion. What side are you going to take? Here you can even take 50-50. That's okay. Either for or against or 50-50. Write it down. Then you have to brainstorm both views. View 1. You can brainstorm. People who argue smoking should be banned, they say things like this. Then view 2, the opposite side. Other people who argue say like this. So say People who argue on the other side, what do they say? Right? Then the structure. There are several structures which can be used, but I wanted to use this structure. It's an easy one to remember. Right? The method is you start off with the introduction as always. Now one of you did not start with the general subject, which is not good. Right? You have to always start with it. And then usually we give our personal opinion, but without giving our personal opinion, I think in a discuss both sides essay, you should say there are two sides to this story. We can give our opinion later. Body will have only the two paragraphs. Now model answer showed that. Para 1, view 1. On one hand, people who argue like this say this. Have 5 or 6 sentences to explain it. Body para 2, write the second view, opposite view. On the other hand, other people have argued like this. Have 5 or 6 sentences. Conclusion is the place for you to give your opinion. So it has only 2 body paragraphs. Give your opinion with a reason. Choose one with a reason. You can even set 50-50 because you're going to choose one. All right. Are you clear about the structure, students? Structure clear? So the body has only 2 sides. It's easy actually. This essay is easy. Okay, now let us write one. Now last week, everyone take the question down. Last week I think yes, I have to give the answers for the homework listening test. Give me 1 minute. I will send it. Thank you for reminding Keshani. I totally forgot that. Now students, the essay. I'll show it to you before you go home. Essay, classwork. Wait. We'll do a discuss both sides. Can you take a picture of the question, students? I'll share my screen. Okay, sharing for everyone essay is the same, right? Can you take this question down, everyone? Right. Now, Did you take the picture of the question? Okay. Now the time is 4:58. Let's take time as 5 o'clock. Now, last week in class, academy people wrote in class. Now, general people, by 5:40, come back to the class. You're going to finish it and come back. I'll give you a letter for homework. Okay. General people, that is classwork, the essay. Okay, carry on. Academic people, this essay is your homework. Can you write homework? I want you to write a task one now. Okay, did you understand that? Right, academic people write for homework. General people, I'll see you at 5:40 after emailing it. Okay, right. Academic people, take out your task one paper. Wait, I'll share the paper. First, homework. Last week you had a homework. And what was the homework? Chart. And now I will show you a very good answer for that chart. This is your graph chart sheet. I told you to bring it every day. Take it out. This sheet. So our question came in this sheet. Academy students, can you see my screen? Now, what was your homework? This one. I told you to do this one. You can do any amount and send. This one. Yes. Is the question? Huh? Am I right? Is this the homework? Now some people are very good. They have got their mark. I like to show you a very good answer for this. Let's look at a very good answer. I think Purnima and Owen and Nivanta had sent me the answers. Thank you very much. A very good answer prepared by an examiner. Now I'm going to show you. Listening homework answers. After I show the listening homework answers, academy people can leave the class, okay? Because they have got their classwork and they know what their homework is. But let me show you the listening homework answers. Listening homework was practice test 2 or past paper, okay? Everyone correct your listening homework. I don't know whether some people were able to open it, but this is the answer. These are the answers. Okay. Right. Test 2. Wait, I'll show my screen. Listening homework answers. Everyone corrected, please. Can you see the screen? Please correct listening homework. Fifth one is wrong. Education department. AL is wrong. Education department. Are you correcting now? Pramod? Owen? Are you correcting the listening homework? 13 answer half hour. There's no essay. 30 minutes is okay or half hour? Here S is important. 18, 19, 20. This is 20. So this is 21. Catalog or catalogs? $2,000. I'm sorry, 200, not 200, 2000 or year 2000 or the year 2000. May I have the marks, please? Okay, marks, please. Listening. Okay. Now, after sending me the marks, academy students can leave the class. Often every test is tough. I have seen students coming home and telling me, Miss, our articles were very difficult. The English was tough, Miss. You see that? I don't know about your luck, Owen. I don't see any uniformity in these IELTS, some reading passages. Some articles are very tough. The English is tough. So it's all your luck. You understand that? It's all your luck. Owen, there's no uniformity. Some articles, English is easy. Some are difficult. You understand that? So that's why I put some difficult ones today. Who knows your luck? Did you understand what I'm telling you? Huh? Some papers are very tough English. You see that? So some articles are manageable, right? So you have felt it because you have done now 5 lessons. So they are very, very challenging. There's no uniformity in the level of, the density, the lexical density, it's called actually. I really don't know what your luck. So that's the reason why I have done tough ones. Okay. They all Cambridge pass papers, but some of them are easy, some are difficult. No, sorry, people who went for exams last week said, Miss, the font was so small we couldn't read it. Well, it's printed in England, not here. So therefore, it's just posted here. So we can't change the font. Okay. So many problems occur. Can see the screen now. So then academy people, then you leave then. Okay. And then our last class, I want to tell you what is happening in our last class. We're going to do a real past paper. I'm going to take a medium one and give you, and we'll know your level. Are you ready or not? Then we'll do a listening paper and we'll know your level. We won't be doing any writing, but I'll be correcting all the homework. So keep on sending all the homework. Then we'll watch the speaking examiner video. It's about 35 minutes. Just like me teaching you the speaking hints, we'll see again with the British examiner talking about it. That's very important. And then I'll tell you how I am going to do each one of your speaking tests, right? I'm going to take it, right? So I'll tell how it's happening and how am I going to take it, in what mode, all right? So last day, it's a very important day. We are knowing your level. All right, then I'll, academy people can leave. General people, you can't leave now. I have to talk to you. Okay. Okay. Shahan, you got 15 to 18? Shahan? Shahan? Okay. So thank you very much and good night, academy students. Okay. Okay. Now, general students. Where are general students? We have to give you homework. Firstly, thank you, Pavani. Let's go to our homework. No. Classwork. In classwork, you had to write a letter. Do you remember that letter? What is that letter we wrote? The summer work placement program was cancelled, and that's the one. I'd like to show a 9 answer for that because most people have done their homework. Okay, general students, look at a 9 answer, please now. Thank you, Saranraj. Okay, take a screenshot. This is a very good answer for that classwork. Okay, take a picture. General students, can you see the screen? Huh? Can you see? Can you? So I shall give you a letter for homework since you wrote the essay. Okay. Okay. Took a picture? Took a picture? Are you okay? Right. General students, then let's see your homework. You write a letter. We didn't write any informal letters. Can you write an informal letter for me? Write an informal letter. We have written formal and informal. So keep to the style now. Don't mess up the style. Take a picture of your homework. Okay. General students homework. Take a picture, Vinod. Done? Yeah, send me homework. Huh? Okay, right. Okay, students. So last day, you know what is happening. We are going to do a real reading past paper. We are going to do a listening past paper. You are going to know your level. And then we'll watch the speaking examiner video. Then I'll tell you how I'm going to take your mock test. All right. Okay, then. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time. Good night.